Hi guys, it's Shiv from Vishnu Performance. Today we're going to show you how to use the OpenFlash Tablet's data logging and in-dash boost display. So, first thing we're going to do is go to Diagnostic Menu, then to My BMW, and here we're going to see a bunch of options. The first two are real-time data display and then an option for enabling the in-dash boost gauge. So first we're going to enable the in-dash boost gauge. Do you want to enable the in-dash boost gauge? Say yes. Then I'll ask you if you have a BMW 135. This is because the 1 Series cars has a different dash configuration, so the gauge needs to be calibrated differently. So in this case we have a regular 335, and we are going to say no. Operation complete. And now the boost gauge will not work until we go back into the real-time data display. So if you do this, and you will see. Still working? There. So now we have hard to build boost at idle, but there we go. So, and to start data logging, it's very simple. You can see now everything is real time. All the data is moving around. And to start data logging, just going to hit start. It'll ask you if you want to overwrite the existing data log file, if you have one. In this case, yes, we want to. And now it is data logging. You'll see the start button is grayed out, showing only the stop button. This status bar down here just shows how much memory is being used up. Now that whole bar represents 1 hour of memory, so 1 hour of logging time. So you'll see it'll take quite a while before you even see one little pixel down there, the bars start to move. So right now we're data logging, and when we are done, you hit the stop button. Now in data logging, it's important to data log useful information. So what I usually do is I recommend people data log full load, third gear runs, starting off at 2,000 RPM and going all the way to red line until 7,000 RPM. Sometimes it helps even capturing half of the next gear above that. Try to avoid data logging first gear, second gear, because usually that happens so quickly it doesn't give enough data. Plus, you get traction control intervention, which usually skews the data to begin with. So stick with third, fourth gears, and now you have an hour of data log time to play with. So it's useful that you do many runs in one data log file. Now, obviously, you don't want to do a lot of data logging, a lot of runs right after each other, unless you're actually trying to test heat soak or test knock resistance or do some sort of durability testing. For regular data logging, we just want to see how stable the tune is for your car. Give at least 30 seconds to a minute cooldown between runs. It's okay. There's plenty of memory in the data log file, so you won't run out of space. And the final data log file may be 3-4 minutes. When you're done, just press stop. And it'll tell you data log file saved to tablet. Okay. So at this point, you can turn off your car, or go home rather, turn off your car, unplug your tablet, take it inside, or bring your laptop to the car, and download the data log file. Remember, when you hook up to your laptop, you need to actually unplug the tablet from the OBD2 port, because the tablet cannot communicate with two devices at the same time.
Okay, so now we've disconnected OpenFlash Tablet from the car, and we fired up our OpenFlash Manager software, and now it's looking for the device to connect to, and we plug in our tablet. Device is connected, and now it's going to run through some updates. This can take anywhere from 10 seconds to a minute, depending on how many updates are available. So now we're all ready to go. on the left side of the screen, we see a bunch of options. Click data logging. Now remember, don't click download log. The log is not the same thing as data log. That is for diagnostic purposes only. So you can ignore that for now. We click on data logging. And now we want to read the data from the device, from the tablet. And there it is. Now this is just a sample data log. This is actually not a useful data log. I've data logged from the car, but this gives you an idea of what it looks like. So now we want to export this file into a CSV format so we can view it in a data log viewer. Click export. Let's give it a name, test. Replace existing, yes. And that's that. So now we open up our OpenFlash data logging software, which is downloadable from a website. Same thing as a Proceed software. And we open up a data log file. Now let's open up this file. Now this file is pretty long. It's 800 seconds almost. So it's got a bunch of third and fourth gear pulls. So we can zero in on something with our mouse here. Bring it here. And we're going to zoom in on that. So to zoom in on that, you just bring your cursor where you want to go and press arrow up. Again and again. Now again, if you want to zoom out, arrow down. So if you want to zoom up properly, you want to kind of bring it right in the center of what you want to zoom in on. Press arrow up, and that'll center it nicely. So here is a typical third to fourth gear pull. Well, it's not exactly typical. This is on a E30 map, so a pretty high concentration of ethanol. So it's a very aggressive map. A lot more timing, a lot more boost. Something you would only see when running a specific map. So this is what it looks like. On the top, if you're using our default data log configuration, you'll notice that on the top graph you have RPM plotted, and then you have in blue actual throttle blade angle. Second row you have in black is actual boost, and blue is boost target. They're pretty close as you can imagine. Third row you have timing. It's going to kind of gradually slope upwards, and then drop for the shift, and then recover, and then starts going upwards again. And fourth, you have AFR bank 1, bank 2. They should be around top of each other for the most part, with a little bit deviation during enrichments and enlanements. Next one, you have fuel trims. Again, they should be kind of close to each other, unless you're running methanol, where they tend to deviate a bit at higher boost levels. And last one, you have intake air temp and road speed. And if you ever want to see what the snapshot data is at any given point, just bring your mouse to where you want to go by moving the arrow key, and you'll see this data here update as well, and you'll also see this data update as well. Watch again. Simple as that. If you ever want to change the scaling of anything, it's very easy to do. You just click on the channel and change the scaling on, and then hit the letter P. The letter P gives you the option of changing the min and max value, changing auto scale, even changing the color of the graph. Again, we don't really recommend you doing it. The default data log viewing preferences are very nice and easy to read. Plus, if you ever email them to us to review, it just makes a lot more sense for us. So that's pretty much the 101 on data logging and data log viewing. In a future installment of a video tutorial, we'll get more in depth about what you want to look for in data logs and how to analyze data logs. But this video is just to show how to use a data log and how to view it. All right, thank you very much.